The suspense is killing me! Hello everybody, and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian, and today I'm playing with Soovril, Patient Antiquarian. This is a card from Secrets of Strixhaven Alchemy, but it is a paper possible card. It allows you to take cards that were exiled from your graveyard and suspend them, giving you a free cast of those cards in 2 turns. That means that this deck needs to put things into the graveyard, have Soovril in play and able to tap, and then remove the card you want to cast in 2 turns from your graveyard. Now that sounds like a lot of moving parts, but because of all of the Lorehold and graveyard synergy we've had in recent sets, this deck actually comes together way better than you'd think it does. Between the self-mill, the things that grow, the auto-discard, and of course cards like Cantorius spitting out spirits, and the new card also from Alchemy, Blood Age Muster spitting out spirits, Soovril is able to keep alive, stay alive, and set up to cast for free. Sure, maybe just some of your things that died or got discarded that you exiled off cards like Conspiracy Theorist or Bag of Holding. Or you can intentionally discard cards like Restoration Seminar, Improvisation Capstone, Cityscape Leveler, and Ulamog and cast them for free. Now, something I also want to mention, because maybe you haven't played with Suspend in a while, Suspend cards, if they're creatures, come into play untapped and with haste. So Cityscape Leveler gets cast, destroys a thing, attacks, destroys a thing. Ulamog is cast, exiles half of your opponent's deck, gets a whole bunch of counters, and makes your opponent sacrifice all their permanents. And you can do it. Sure, you have to wait 2 turns, but you can be patient because you've got so many other cool Boros spells to fill the time while you wait. And once you're done waiting, it's time to start winning. So let's take Soovril into the queue and see if we can test our opponent's patience with these suspend spells. Vivi. I probably won't get to kill him with an Abrade because it's really hard to kill Vivi. He gets big really fast. And this is the alchemized Vivi that taps for mana, meaning you can tap him multiple times in a turn, meaning there's infinite loops, creating infinite mana. Yes, they made Vivi different, but not necessarily worse. They're saying hello. I'll say hi. Put that in the graveyard. I'd like to cast this for free off of Soovril. Get Soovril in play. Okay, there's removal for Vivi. Soovril might just get bolted here. We'll find out. I'll start by swinging in. Bolt this in. Hexing Squelcher, because counter spells are illegal. Scrabbling Claws, because whatever I'm doing is also illegal. I'm going to target myself with the Scrabbling Claws, exile Restoration Seminar, and then use Soovril to suspend it. In 2 turns, I'll get to reanimate from the graveyard. Now, something really cool that we found out actually by playing this is the suspend happens at the beginning of your turn, at upkeep. The paradigm is then active and triggers again at your first main. You can bring back 2 things with Restoration Seminar. Very cool, right? Shame we can't grab lands. I have a way to discard random stuff to reanimate. That's neat, I guess. I could even drop the Scrabbling Claws. Alright, so say frantically searched, possibly looking for some of those combo pieces. Oh, Tezzeret, you're gonna be fun. I think I'm just abrading him. Like, it looks like they left him open to dying to Abrade, so I'm going to kill him with Abrade. Hardened Academic. I'm going to play this swing in with all of these. And I'm going to leave a stop on my upkeep and 1 in their end step. Y'all are about to see why we're playing Soovril. Because it's going to be so overall for them. Yeah, Lorehold's so rad. Okay, they're like, please don't counter my stuff. Oh, you don't got to worry about that. I am going to discard Tezzeret. I'm going to discard Skyclave Apparition. I'm going to exile from my graveyard a Braid. Sure, you get a +1/+1 counter. Beautiful. I am going to suspend a Braid. At the beginning of our upkeep, Restoration Seminar comes off of suspension and lets me reanimate. I'm going to grab Tezzeret. A thing left my graveyard, Hardened Academic, get thick. We go to draw. Unbreakable Remnants. Okay, I'd rather have the Skyclave Apparition. Remember how I said it's gonna double happen on the first turn? Yeah, the timing is so good! Where's that pay to life? I'll search my library for something that lets me, I don't know, draw and discard maybe. Currency Converter. I'll play it. I am going to draw and discard. I'm going to put the Unbreakable into my graveyard. I'm going to put an upkeep stop. I am going to exile it. I'm going to put more counters here. I am not suspending that. And I should have done this actually first, because it would have been one more damage. I am going to use Scrabbling Claws to exile the Chain Lightning out of my graveyard. This is what we call getting silly with it, right? I have the upkeep stop so I can put this in my graveyard so I can reanimate it with the Paradigm. And yeah, you got a One Ring to protect you, but they know it's over. The Pride of Whole Clade. It might look like an 11 mana creature, but it's not, because you discount it based on how much booty you got. Now, some Pride of Whole Clade decks use this as a way to bring out something big and scary. Something that, well, something that costs 13 mana and might be cool. Emrakul. But in the meantime, they're going to have to get a bunch of toughness now. Now, sometimes this is a booty attack commander, meaning it's a commander that is looking to use the power of its toughness to deal some big, big damage. I have a way to discard. I can do currency converter things next turn, and I could suspend something with Soovril, but I am going to drop Excava or Hardened Academic. I'm going to drop Academic, and I can just use the built-in draw and discard from currency converter. This makes me feel so good about not using the Fury on this last turn. I thought about it. Soovril no longer has abilities. This can destroy enchantments, right? Yes, it can. It's definitely butts matter if they're running Walking Bulwark. Wouldn't be able to do the exiling here. Before the Rhystic Study resolves. We slapping and mapping. I don't think it's Pride combo. Pride of Whole Clade combo. Just like based on what I've seen so far. Yeah, I'll take that for free in 2 turns. Yeah, I pay the 1, whatever. Yep. Also put that in exile. Not planning to cast it off the suspend, just planning on playing it. Maybe using it to, you know, just chill in the graveyard. I'm gonna suspend Ulamog. 2 mana Ulamog, 2 Lamog. Utter insignificance. Too little, too late. I'll just do this now because we know they have some haterade. I put it into exile. I will suspend it. Oh, the suspense is killing me. Next turn, if I want to, I can farewell that Ristic study. And if they play this, I will also be able to farewell that. Also hit their graveyard! Heck, why not? They got a friggin' Uro in there. Exiling my own graveyard is good for me. My graveyard wants to be exiled because my commander is Soovril. Yep, I'm casting farewell for the low cost of... Well, I still have to pay one. Enchantments and graveyards. I'm going to hit both. Yeah, I'll pay the one. Oh, horse. I'll attack him with Soovril. I'm going to suspend the Fury out of my graveyard. And I'm gonna chill. Here comes the pride of Hulklade! I will draw and discard. I'll discard Mox Amber so I can bring it back off Excava. And we have at least a 5-mana card in exile. Ulamog does not see itself because it gets moved to the stack as part of the suspense cost. But we're also casting it so we mill half of their deck. They had at least an 8-cost card there. Cool. We're gonna exile everything. Let me also, like, Excava. Put that in the graveyard. They have to get rid of the other 8 permanents. And that should win me the game. Like, probably. Aang, Swift, Savior. Oftentimes a bit of a blue-white tempo deck because they're able to temporarily exile by airbending creatures and spells. This hand, I have a turn 1 little guy. Too little to get through Aang. I have a little bit of fixing and ramp. I have something that's going to be awesome once we got stuff out of the graveyard, and we have a way to put things into the graveyard. So here comes a Unbreakable Remnant. It's nice just having, like, a cheap escape card for Soovril. And hopefully I just, like, top deck Mountain so I can play Inti here. That'd be rad. Yeah, something is holding priority. But what is holding priority? In a blue-white tempo deck, could it be Force, or could it be other Force, or Pact, or Subtlety? A lot of choices. Could be Solitude. Yeah, because they could be more of a blink deck. It could also be Solitude. Two mana. I will try to get Inti. If you're wondering why not. Soovril just gets, like, airbent. Okay. Bye, Inti. I'll attack in. Playing a flash critters you could throw out here that would stop it, but I think you want more value than that. I'll play Soovril. Here comes Aang. Aang is going to airbend Soovril. I will have to wait until next turn to play it. And I am going to... Do I want to put Aang in jail? Or do I want to fear him? I'll just put him in jail. Temporarily, he's going to be in a temporary holding cell. Look, you get to airbend again in like 2 turns. You love that. I need land. You're not a land. You might be able to help me find lands. I will pay. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. I don't think it's gonna resolve, but we'll see. Oh, there it is. And we get a Goblini. What a good goblin. Somebody's coming out. Nightclub Bouncer? No, Werefox Bodyguard. Able to exile the Goblin Shaman. Oh, I got a land! Yay! I might drop Hardened Academic. I don't think it's going to be very good against them. I will pay. I will swing. I want them to use things first main, so I don't have to deal with it as much. Blood Age Muster. I'll just start getting some random 2/2s. Yeah, I don't have a need to play Soovril. Soovril just gets bounced again. Yeah, I just took Voice of Victory out of this deck. It would have been helpful against them. They're swinging in with the Bodyguard. I am going to exile a card out of my own graveyard. Hardened Academic. To get a 2/2. But which 2/2? Who knows? No, I don't know. You don't get to find that out until later. It's Stonebinder's Familiar. Neat. Trade ya. Is this 2/2? You are sitting there holding mana. Do something with it. Let's go for the Surveillance. Okay, rude, but like, it makes sense that's what you were holding for. Who do you want to airbend? My unspeakable remnant. Okay. Soovril. Flop it. They can also airbend this and flip, or not airbend, waterbend with this to flip it over. It ain't much. it's honest work. This now is going to tap for mana rather than tapping to clone things. It's really not in here to do much cloning. Like, it's good to clone cards like Fury, but it's much more in the deck for the value in the discard. They say, whoops, my whoopshin. Me exile. Stonebinder's familiar. Get Spirit. Ta-da! It's a dromedary. I summoned him. Sure, Suvril's gonna go away, I guess. Bye, Soovril. I can't tap you anyway, you don't have haste. Move my commander to the command zone. Ha! I can search! I can search! But we found the Solitude, so there it is. Gotta get that good old mustard in play. That found me a Stonebound Mentor. That'll give me scries as I exile cards out of my graveyard. So I just added in Startled Relic Sloth. This is a card that I think is good enough for this deck for Brawl. Because it can be Graveyard Hate. It can trigger the commander, help me with the commander and the other supporting cards. And it's a 4/4 with Trample and Lifelink. Which is... for 4 mana? Seriously? It's an uncommon? Dang, girl, that's stats. Yeah, from me. Blood Age getting me the goods. I don't have that many ways to bring back lands. That's why I'm hitting the lands first. I have like 2 ways. Johnny. Good card, not what I want. Not against a bounty deck. Soovril, Ancient Antiquarian. Maximize my fixing. Play the Unbreakable Remnant. Get some triggers. I can hit the Deluge out of their graveyard, or I can go for the stuff from my graveyard. I'm gonna hit their Deluge, because it's there. And I'll swing in with all of these. If one of the little ones dies, great, they were free off Blood Age Muster. Behold my machine that generates infinite 2/2s. Pretty good. This lets them replay Aang. If they let him die. Oh, nope, they didn't let him die. Okay. Are you just, like, only drawing lands? Fractured Identity to make a copy of Startled Relic Sloth. Okay. I'm gonna miss you, Startled Relic Sloth. I like that Startled Relic Sloth was so good that our opponent was like, yeah, you know what? I do think that's the best card in play, random uncommon from this limited set. They know it's got the juice! It's good juice. Really good juice. Ooh, what do we get this time? Another Stone Docent. Solitude swinging in. I will block it with the Remnant. I'd like to just cast Fury. Snapcaster Mage. Yeah, Interesting, interesting. Actually, there's no cards in any graveyards. Like any graveyards. Graveyard hate. It's good for everyone. Kentoria's History Chaser. I'd say that's like the alternate commander to my deck. I have a nice setup card for Soovril, but not quite the cards I would want since I'm not easily able to get things out of my graveyard here. I still think that this is fine since I have some of the cards that should hit Kentorius' setup pieces, namely Rip Apart. I will start with the Bag of Holding, though. I will be doing some drawing and discarding, and those discards will go to exile, and then Soovril can suspend them. Yeah, they're checking out my cool bag. We have a lot of redundant pieces for the exiling because it is, you know, one of the harder ones. Oh, look at that! A Bag of Holding. I'm not going to bother ripping it apart. By the way, Currency Converter is the one they want. It is better Bag of Holding. It really is. Yeah, who do I think I'm suspending here? It'll cost me 2 mana. Yeah, this is such a good card. Okay, so they're getting rid of my Bag of Holding with Rip Apart. Something about perfectly symmetrical violence. I think I know what I want this turn. First of all, I'm going to grab my dual land. I am going to swing in with Soovril since he has Vigilance. Play a Currency Converter. Play an Impetuous Lootmonger. And I'm going to put Tezzeret into exile. And I'm going to steal from them Sarah Paragon. Hey, this looks a lot like my Kentorius list. So I'm going to suspend this. I want to point out that I think this card does not work in paper because I can now have a card that is suspended with time counters and put it into my graveyard. I don't think that's a thing I should be able to do. I don't even know if it works. I don't think you can be suspended with time counters in the graveyard. So I can either put this in the graveyard and double block Lelia, or I can keep it there to cast it for free in 2 turns. Again, it loses the counters, but killing Lelia is important to me. Yep, the zone change removes the counters. Sorry, Soovril, I know, you tried. I need a land here, so we are going to draw and discard. And I'll drop Shove Aside. And yeah, I'll set up to cast that for free maybe in 2 turns. And I will Rip Apart Bag of Holding. Because they are now able to play Kentorius next turn, and I don't want them getting the free spirits. Yeah, does this card work in paper? I guess it technically does. It's just really weird. When I saw this card, like, you can look at my set review. I think I described it as... It felt like it was a secret card from a Doctor Who precon, from the timey-wimey precon, maybe. Like, where's my dinosaurs on a spaceship? So now that I have Ghost Vacuum, I can choose whenever I want to use the Soovril ability. It's at instant speed. All right, so since they did this now, I am going to exile from my graveyard. Gosh, the rip apart's nice because they're getting rid of that. Lootmonger just makes me really happy. Tezzeret is also good value. I'm going to go Lootmonger, and I am going to suspend it. The suspense is killing me. I'm putting an upkeep stop here. Move my commander to the command zone. Yes. Hold Steel Heart. So there's nothing for me to hit with Shove Aside, which means there's no reason for me to cast it from Suspend, and instead I'm going to go for the Rogue. 2 turns until a Lootmonger. Ah, I too have a board wipe. Would I like to play Soovril or set up a Party Thrasher? Bolt does not kill Kentorius. Because Party Thrasher, I can also just, like, Currency Converter and chill. But you know what? No, I want to use my commander, so... Babambo. Get him. I can also Ghost Vacuum things out of their graveyard this turn, before Kentorius comes down. I see you looking at your graveyard. What's that for? Alright, before Kentorius comes down... I think Sarah Paragon's probably going to be one of their top hits, so I'm going to hit that. Even though, like, they're not casting it this turn, but if they want to, like, put it into exile to cast it later, I don't want it happening. They're drawing. They're discarding. Discarding land, milling a Skyclave Apparition, playing a land. You want to see me try to suspend something that is on an opponent's Stealthy Voidwalker? Legally, I can! The game will let me. Alright, I got 1 mana, so I'm going to use that Bolt on Kentorius. I don't have lethal on face, or I would aim for face.
Don't hurt the artifacts!
Oh, I'm going to hurt the artifacts, honey. Oh, wait! I forgot! Suspend gives haste. I think I did have lethal. Cool. Yeah. I would have had lethal. Neat. I can use this whenever. So I will go for kill Kentorius here.
Stay away from the dig site.
I ain't staying away from the dig site, you nerd. I can do this whenever. I am choosing to do it now because it's easier. I'm going to drop the Restoration Seminar, put it into exile. Soovril says, ooh, it's in exile. I would love to cast that for free in 2 turns. And so would I. Because I have a Party Thrasher, I can actually cast this Get Lost, like, right now. It would make me a treasure and use a treasure. I can tell this is not my Kentorius deck because I don't run this or that. Still, neat! I had fun. Leovold, Emissary of Trust, is gonna ruin the entire draw-discard part of my deck. But I'm still going to face him down, and I'm going to take him out, and I'm going to cast things for free from my graveyard. Leovold makes it so I would just be discarding because I can't draw additional cards each turn. And also, I would be making them draw if I try to target them with removal. One of those just very frustrating Leovold, why are you kind of things. Oh, and look at that, a turn 1 Tameo. Oh joy, oh joy. I have a couple options here for the different pieces I could run out first. I think I'll go with a Ghost Vacuum. I think it is most important that this gets to stick around. I can use it as graveyard hate. I can use it for Soovril. I can use it for Kentorius. And hopefully, I'll be able to get Soovril out and then get some stuff in my graveyard and then use it to win the game. by casting dumb stuff. I will try to get Soovril in play. Soovril has to take a turn to, untap. And as for things I can get into my graveyard next turn, I could cast, get lost, then exile it with Ghost Vacuum. Why do you gotta nurse it? You already got the Leovold. Oh, yeah, Tameo in the 99 is still strong, especially if you have, like, ways to draw cards. Is it as strong as it being a commander? No, because, like, you can't build as much around just the stuff. That's unfortunate. So they're gonna kill Soovril. I'll move Soovril back to the command zone. Cameo swings in. I'll just exile that out of her graveyard. I'll actually hit the Narset. Yeah, Soovril dies to a lot of removal, but it's hard to protect, a 2-drop. You just kind of expect it to die. Speaking of 1-drops that should die, Tameo! Suffer at my hands. Wonderful. I could play Unbreakable Remnant. I could just start filling up the graveyard all silly style. I feel like I could have a creature here, but because Leovold's bigger, I would rather play the Orb. We shall all be milled in this beautiful world. If only I had Strangle instead of Chain Lightning. Yeah. Yeah, it's Morbin time. Mesmeric Orbin time. If I take the Tameo, that's dangerous because if I do manage to draw 3 cards in a turn, she'll transform and go back under their control, and it's not a May ability. Oh, another spell that would have killed Soovril. I could still slurp it, though. Yeah, this is mine. I want to have as many tapped permanents as I can, so we mill, and mill. And I drew a Solitude. It's like I want to just get rid of Leovold. It draws them a card, but whatever. Get him out of here. Well, they're tapped out, so it can't be countered. Yeah. Abandoned commander, but we have to deal with him here. So annoying. You can't run Leovold wheels the same way that you would if you were unbanned commander, but we do have wheels. And that's part of why he's really annoying. Yeah, we still have a few wheels. Yeah, while they're tapped out, it used to mean something. Force of will, force of negation, daze. Alright, what do you have in your graveyard? Fatal Push. A lot of lands in there. We're milling. If I can get a land, that would be great. Ooh, that would be great. I did not draw land, but I did draw Laelia, a spirit warrior. By the way, I do have 40 lands in this deck. So, am I just kind of unlucky here? Yeah, a little. I'll get you next time, mana. Yeah, a lot of my lands just ended up in the graveyard. Like, I hit a land pocket on the turn after playing this. Right here. We're milling. 1 million mills. Ooh, Treasure Cruise. Tidebinder. Grab that Tidebinder. What if they'll just replay Leovold? No, they're smashing my vacuum. Oh, man. All right, well, in that case, I guess I'll hit Treasure Cruise. But hey, you know what that is? A land. Does this make it harder for me to trigger Kentorius or my commander? Yes. Yes, it does. And this happens at untap. So yeah, we'll keep the land on top. The land will be milled. I can play lands from my graveyard with Sarah Paragon. Uro? I am considering putting you into permanent exile. But I don't really want to drop Kentorius, and I don't really want to drop Sarah Paragon. So I'm going to let you resolve. And we're milling, we're milling, we're milling, we're milling. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5. Okay, wonderful. I actually just drew a land here, and I have to decide if I want to go for Soovril with no way to trigger him. Actually, I can trigger it with Flage next turn. Like, how scared do you think they are of my commander? Probably more scared than they should be. I'm going to play Kentorius, and I know I, like, just got this land,
Do you know anything about the Coin Empire?
but I'm still dropping it.
New discoveries are so thrilling.
Gotta keep an eye on the things in my graveyard. We actually haven't hit any of the bigs yet. Yeah, I want to have a Titan toss-up. Flage will double trigger Kentorius. I think killing Kentorius will be their priority. The plus won't be as good once Leovold's in play, since it would just be discard, no draw. Oh! Okay. Man, and here I thought I was gonna have to cast that. Yeah, I saw Flage just got banned in Modern. Thank you for exiling a card out of my graveyard. My deck loves that. And we're milling, we're milling, we're milling, we're milling. Mill. 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 Mill some mo. Mill some mo. Even mo. Okay. I'm going to play Sarah Paragon. See if it resolves. I'm going to grab a fetch land. I could also go for Ghost Vacuum, but I like this play. Ooh, actually, I have a land in hand. Yeah, I'm going to go for Ghost Vac. Wait, do I have Converter? I do have Converter. Converter's better for Kentorius. Ghost Vac's better for Soovril.
What kind of mystery?
Which card? This card. They're both good for Soovril. It's just like some are better than others. Nice. I got my monument. I feel like they're gonna, I don't know, Cyclonic Rift me or something. If they do, they do. Yeah, I could have lethal off the -4. This is also a spirit. Yeah, Soovril very much just kind of died this game, but that's okay. It's okay. Maybe we'll get to use him later. I have already cast an Ulamog off him while I was building the deck. So, like, I've achieved greatness. Here comes Uro. That tells me they are not wiping the board. Hey, Uro. Bye, Uro. It'll gain them life, and they're already gaining life, but I have so much damage off that double strike. Also, my graveyard is like a second hand, and I have a Sarah Paragon in play. Good game. Face defeat by my spirits. Hey, bye, Forest Guardian. I don't have many ways to stop shrines in this deck. Maybe a couple pieces of targeted removal. But I do have ways to get silly value and use Soovril to cheat things. I have a Ghost Vacuum or Grim Lavamancer. Sarah Paragon also lets me replay things from the graveyard, and Flage wants to be in the graveyard. I can either start with the Ghost Vacuum. I'm going to start with Grimbo. Grim Lavamancer is just cool. You can exile cards from my graveyard and deal damage, and let me then put those cards somewhere else. With Soovril. Unfortunately, I do not have enough cards in my graveyard for Soovril here. Now, I could go for the Mesmeric Orb to fill graveyard. I'm going to offer them a trade first, because I don't have the red mana if I do this. I guess I technically could have done this, surveilled, and seen if I hit something. But I want to use it with Soovril. I want to use my commander. Isn't that crazy? Somebody wanting to use their commander in a commander format? I could Flage, but I would rather do this. So we are going to, as I said, surveil. It doesn't really matter what it is. It's getting suspended. I will hit the Hierarch. I'll swing in. And I am going to suspend Lelia. I guess I'll also play this Ghost Vacuum and, I don't know, slurp up a Hierarch. Yum, yum, yum. It's this thing again, yeah. Hey, buys. You know, I didn't see many hey buys in the last month. I saw some, but since they changed the matchmaking, lucky me, I get to see it again. All right, so Grim Lavamancer is going to get killed by the Honden of Infinite Rage. Do I have anything I'd want to suspend, or I can efficiently suspend here? I could suspend Flage. It's so funny. It's like, wait, but it goes under the Ghost Vacuum. Yeah, don't worry about it. I want to cast it for free. Bye, Grimbo! It's okay, I get Lelia next turn. Ugh, Thas is blinking hey bye to get them more shrines. And the shrine they got is Ramp. A Fury, but without a red card in hand. Shame that. Sarah, I don't have a fetch in the graveyard anymore. I'm going to attack with both. If they block Soovril, I will suspend the Grim Lavamancer. They're not blocking either. All right, cool. I'm into that. So they'll be able to replay hey bye. That's just how it goes. But at least it'll make them use their mana for the turn. And I'm gonna chill on this. Yeah, if I Ghost Vacuumed this out of my graveyard, Lelia would have grown. That's why they didn't block this. At least I guess that's why they didn't block it. So I get 3 damage to any target next turn. They get another shrine. Oof, Sanctum of All. All right, Alright, well, I'll just do this now. Nope. Yup. It's free real estate. What? I like using my commander, so sue me. So Soovril me. It's cool. So I will get a Flage with haste, but the Flage will die because it wasn't escaped. This puts them at 4 shrines, so they will start getting the double triggers next turn because of the Stanky Sanctum. So many cards in hand. Right at the face. Ooh, an orb. I do like orbs. I have 2 orbs in this hand, even. Yeah, I'm willing to attack in with Soovril. These are the bigger priorities for them to block. I am doing this to make my commander happy and to make Lelia grow. Play a land. Oh man, do I want a double orb? One orb, 2 orbs. They did what? Light of Hope? Can't say I was suspecting Light of Hope. Johnny, get in here.
More important than family.
Art and Academic, dome 'em. You get 4 damage to any target. They have chosen my commander. Actually, they get 5 damage, right? Yeah, because this will trigger first. They're going to gain some life off Northern Air Temple. They will draw a card. They will get a land. I could technically keep it in the graveyard for Sarah Paragon. Okay, so these cards, by the way, are still suspended in exile. Even though they were bounced into my hand, they are still suspended in exile. That is how they work. Okay, I can flip a Johnny. But I'm also going to attack with him.
Fight beside me, brother.
Yeah, fight beside me, brother. Brother, no! Brother! Oh, brother. So they can kill a Johnny using the Honden. They're going to gain some life. They're going to draw more cards. A lot of dumb stuff's going to happen. I think their best move is probably play the bear here. Yeah, they're gonna go crazy on this. This one's, yeah, beginning of upkeep, targeting a Johnny. Yeah, these all double trigger, which is part of why I hate playing against shrines. Even though I'm doing really cool stuff, the value on these is just massive, and I'm not, like... I'm not running any mass bounce spells. Wouldn't it be nice if everything were tapped and then they milled and died? Yeah, it would be. Yeah, it would be. Blood on the snow? Oh, I guess to bring back the shrine and get all those triggers again? Does that kill me? With this double, it's 2 shrines entering. No, because this is going to trigger again. It'll be 3... 6... Oh my god. Alright, there's too many triggers and I don't think I can keep track of that. I'll just wait until the stack finishes. We're almost there. Just farewell them. Do you see a farewell in my hand? I don't. Oh, I'm down to 6. Okay. I feel like I'll die at upkeep. For anybody wondering why not exile this, because I feel like somebody's probably thinking, this actually all happens at once, so you can't. It doesn't target. Do you have any cool critters to bring back here? Fury would only kill 1. They're gonna blink, and then we lose. The only one that matters here is the Goshen Tie and the Northern Air Temple triggers. Because it will kill me. They get 3 shrines entering, because Goshen Tie doubles triggers, making those tokens. For each of those entering, Northern Air Temple triggers twice, so that's 6 damage. And we die. Muldrotha, the Grave Tide. Howdy, Muldrotha. How do you do? Going to put things in the graveyard and replay them. Kinda like us. But not really. I have a Scrabbling Claws, which is why I'm going to keep this hand, because it's good for me, it's good for Kentorius, but it is also going to help stop what they're doing, which is playing things from their graveyard. If you put something in your graveyard, I'm exiling it. Boop. They're sprawling. Okay, so there's nothing for me to exile out of our graveyard this turn. Cleric. There is one other cleric in the deck. There's a fetch. I'm just going to use this immediately. Get the land out of our graveyard, since they can also replay lands from their grave. And I'll have to be careful about playing cards like Mesmeric Orb that would fill up their graveyard. Oof. Me claws! Well, that's claws for alarm. I'll play my Laelia here, since I just won't be doing the exile thing. Bye, fear of missing out. Well, if they happen to exile something from my graveyard for whatever reason, I'll be ready for it. Suvril's waiting. You wanna like ghost vacuum something out of my graveyard, don't you? Come on, you know you wanna. I did not find those pieces, so instead I'm going to bring out Kentorius. I will discard the Unbreakable Remnant, hoping to escape it next turn. And I'll swing in for 2. Yeah, Remnant gives me a double trigger for Contorious. And lets me have the choice of, like, what I want to suspend here. Bringing out Inti. I'm discarding Fury.
Dig deeper.
That got me a land. Nice. Remnant, the Fury, and a land. We're really filling up this board here. Swing in with Soovril. Would I like to discard something else? Not really, actually. I kind of got everything I wanted. Nashi! Why does he have to have ward? Ugh. Like, I can't even follow up and kill him with a chain lightning because he has ward. Okay, whatever. I will suspend Fury. I can't Patriarch's Humiliate him because he has ward. I like to move my commander to the command zone. Yes, that triggers Contorious. Yay! Wooded Foothills. I actually think I'm just chain lightninging this person's face. I want to win next turn using Contorious's -4 ability. Or just attacking in. Like, this is currently lethal. Ooh, they're gonna rumble. Yeah, it's so stupid that they buffed him. I think when they gave him Flash, like, he should have become a 4/3 with no ward. He's just, you know, too well protected when he comes down. But we all know why he got buffed, and it's very sillier. So Treasure's Insight, an artifact or creature left their graveyard. Uro, also leaving their graveyard. They up to 15 life. Fury is 2 turns away. But you know me. I got the spirit. Do you want to hear it? My spirits all get double strike. Yeah, I'm gonna drop this Grim Lavamancer. Amy, we noticed you're not firing off your Patriarch's Humiliation. Wonder why that could be. It couldn't possibly have anything to do with Johnny's brother, could it? Oh yeah, if you don't know the reason, pretty much this card was being crafted at higher rates than other alchemy cards because the #1 Magic streamer at the time, Croaky's, had built a Brawl deck around it. But Croaky's viewers never played Brawl before and were not very good at Brawl. So they were losing, and they genuinely were trying to correct the fact that the deck was not performing well. Wait, come on, let me kill his brother. Anyway, they made the card stronger because bad players were playing it. The card's cracked. Helga Skittish Seer. I have a way to make it so she can't do her thing, which is draw cards, get huge, and tap for a ton of mana. Oh, and thank goodness they didn't play turn 1 ramp, so they don't have turn 2 Helga. Helga is a very explosive commander, and you can even do things like, well, you can mutate onto her to make her huge. I don't have a way to get things out of my graveyard until Excava here, so I think I'll just play Soovril. Little setup. This can get me things into the graveyard. And I have to decide, like, am I willing to just kill Helga here? I think so. I think I'm going to take away her abilities. I think the deck is so much slower if she is not exploding out tons of value. Because if she is, like, and you can untap her to use her again, this very much becomes a... What's a good way for me to put it? It becomes like a Tulane deck. Shalai giving this hexproof. That's fair. Tezzeret could get me, like, the vacuum, but would get attacked, I think, too easily. I'm going to go for the Palantir. A fine orb. Wait a minute, they have hexproof! I can't target them! I forgot that this is not, like, choose an opponent. It's target opponent. My bad. Should have killed Shalai. Well, at least I have an orb. I don't mind having an orb. I love having an orb. Yeah, I'll go for killing Shalai. Orbent. So normally this would put 2+1/+1 counters to make Helga so much better at just, like, ramping. But I need to get things in my graveyard. Okay? So, bye, Shalai. How are you protecting it? Okay, they're bouncing Soovril. That's fine. I don't have a way to get things out of my graveyard yet. I can get that with Tezzeret. And next turn, I think I will. Here's Soovril again. And now we mill! Mill. No, not lands. Behold. Ooh, Solitude! That's worth suspending. Is the suspense killing you? So they did the funky little, Mythweaver Pock actually copies this card and brings it in as the front side, so they're able to sacrifice it to Disciple of Freyalise. My beloved. I have to decide which of these I want to use. It's a matter of, like, do I want to go for something this turn or next turn? I'm gonna go for this turn. Remember, this also gets me a chump blocker off of Blood Age Muster.
Mana still obeys me here.
But I can do this at instant speed. Okay, so Orb. Putting stuff in the graveyard. Ooh, a Kentorius! I can bring back most of the other stuff with Excava, but I can't grab that. Yeah, let's give him some mustard. I'll just do this now to see which of these I get. Oh, Blood Age General, a fine chump blocker. I think you swing both of those at Tezzeret? No, okay. They're just going for one. Great. The suspense is killing me. So Tezzeret being able to untap Soovril means I can use it twice in a turn. I could grab Party Thrasher. If I use this, I'm trying to decide if I want to, like, just orb something or not. Or, sorry, Static Prison here. I know what I want. I want to horse around. Alright, Stone Docent, more good blockers. I can untap this. Okay, we're gonna grab the Solitude, put it under Soovril. Oh, right, I meant to do that on their turn so I'd get the Blood Age. That's fine. I'll just untap it again. Boop. feel like they're gonna let me draw here. Neat. I'll just do this now because I'm very impatient. Grab that Scalding Tarn. Let's see what tasty mustard we're putting on our burger this time. Ooh, Stonebinder's familiar. This gets bigger as cards are put into exile, but only once a turn. Helga grows. She now taps for 3 mana. I'll get one of my discarders. Oh, look, there it is. Yeah, I could suspend one of these too. Capstone is usually the one I want to go for because it's really fun. Ah, Elish Norn, who stops ETs and Bs. There goes Solitudes enter the battlefield. Beast Whisperer, more card draw because Helga wasn't enough. They still have 1, 2, 3-ish. Oh, Witch Enchanter. Ah, you're gonna hit the vacuum. It's okay. The cards that are suspended will still stay under there. I think you hit the vacuum here. It is currently the only thing I have that is taking stuff out of my graveyard. Oh, they get hit too, because of Mama Norn. So they hit the orb in the vacuum. A tragedy. If I play Boots, I can use Tezzeret to fetch another artifact. Oh, right, we get Katorius. Speaking of discarders, that's like the card. Would I like to discard a card this turn? Yes, I would. I'll drop the Capstone, because I'm definitely not playing it. I'm going to bring back the Ghost Vacuum off the horse to trigger Katorius, to trigger Tezzeret so he can grab Currency Converter so we can do the thing. The point is we're doing the thing. Actually, no, wait. This entering wouldn't have given more loyalty because it's an enter the battlefield. We'll figure something out. Hey, bye, Forest Guardian. I actually matched into the same player before. I have a way to give Soovril haste. I have a way to get something out of my graveyard. I have a way to get things into my graveyard. Seems good enough for me. Hopefully I don't need to fire off that Solitude, because once they hit peak shrinage, well, they hit peak shrinage. It's over. Windswept Heath, I would like to surveil. A Flage. I'll put a Flage into the grave. Good way to get things out of the graveyard. And depending on how much instant speed removal I think they have, I can play the Soovril now, or I can hold it and just play the Boots. Birds of Paradise. See what I draw. Oh, I drew removal for Birds of Paradise. Do I feel like giving them a clue? Yeah, in part because I can bring that back. Something was holding priority there. What do we do? Enforce things? Rampant growth. We get mana. Next is bear. Go for the Fable of the Mirror Breaker. I'd like to get another land. That also didn't get countered, but we know they're holding something at instant speed. Here's Hey Bye, and the first shrine they find is Sanctum of Calm Waters. We'll let them draw and discard next turn. A lot of blink stuff in there. I get to discard. I'm going to discard Aurelia and the Boots. Got a land, which means that if I want to, I can kill Hey Bye. They will be able to replay it in a turn. I will swing in with my Goblini. I'll fire off this stat. Hey, bye. Nice, I drew Capstone. Yeah, the paradigms are so fun. This is my favorite of the paradigms because it's got a little bit of chaos to it. I get to draw and discard. You think they might be holding Pact of Negation? Might be. Sanctum Weaver. And a Northern Air Temple. This will now start giving them card advantage. And they're going to be draining my life total. Double checking what I have in the graveyard. Solitude. There's the Plowshares, so I don't clone the Scrollsmith. It's Pact of Negation! There, we found it! Well, good news. They have to pay 5. Black Market Connections offers them card draw. Let me see what I have off of Excava here. Excava, I could Flage, but then Flage would be gone. I'm trying to figure out like how much damage I have because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think that's just lethal. Excava. We swing in with all of them. Flage. Flage at the face. Could I have also just like attacked in and then capstoned? Yeah, but if I can end the game, I try to end the game. It's only polite. Omnath, Locus of the Royal. Going to be playing an awful lot of lands. I don't have the discard. Yeah, I have the way to get things as I'm discarding them into the graveyard. I'm going to keep this and I'm going to surveil and I'm going to find the piece. While my opponent is going to play lands, get huge, and draw cards. They are a landfall deck. Also sometimes an elemental deck, but I'm pretty sure I've played against this person before. Okay, Bag of Holding will do it. Great. Bag of Holding will allow me to draw and discard. So Soovril will see, say, the Restoration Seminar going into the graveyard, and then going into exile from the graveyard, and we're good. And my cat's butt is kind of in the way. Sorry, I'm trying to see around her. Yeah, I actually started the stream with her. Like, she was just out here being the most cute little baboodle. That's right, you're the most cute little baboodle. A hobbit? Could you be airbending things into a suspend? You could. It's very strange. This is a strange commander, and I'd say that the most unintuitive part of this commander that I think threw the most people off when they were trying to build it, because they didn't quite realize that this doesn't work. Soovril does not work with flashback. Because flashback moves the card out of exile and onto the stack first. Yup. Soovril doesn't work with flashback. Works with, like, a lot of other cool stuff, though. Chef, would you like a treat or some kibble, maybe? Yeah, you're so pretty. Look at you. Oop. I dropped the jar top. It's a Nissa. Yeah, miss me with that, Nissa. Let's see what elf or elemental they will get. It is... I'm gonna say Mossborn Hydra. Oh, wait. They're getting even more. Okay, they're just, like, maximizing their landfalls here. Like, I'm gonna float so much mana for Omnath. Yes, you are. Oh, Lumra to bring them all back. That makes sense. At least the Nissa won't be in play for it. So they were probably planning on doing this anyway. Oh, I guess they didn't know they were going to get Lumra. Just a lucky hit. They're one short. Hey, Scraps. Yeah, you're so cute. Oh, yeah. Good girl. Oh, but they're time warping. Okay. I need to take turns in order to free myself from suspension. Wistfulness, yeah, this does not actually stop the suspense, but it does make it harder for me to suspend things in the future. I'll play the Squelcher and hold a Braid to kill Omnath in response to his enter the battlefield. I will probably also wait for them to target. Oh, Ice Till Explorer. That's not so nice, Till Explorer. That's gonna make my life a lot harder, since it doesn't die to this stuff. At least I can bring back Solitude next turn and kill it with that. Bye, Scraps. Oh, she's so cute. Oh, you have so many cool things in your graveyard. I wish I could cast things from your graveyard. That'd be awesome. So we're going to get the double reanimate this turn. So if they attack in, I actually do block with, I think, Hexing Squelcher. Oh, okay, that works too. One moment. Move my commander. No. Kill a thing. Yes. They've already gotten all their triggers off this. So we did this in another game. Restoration Seminar. Because we are casting it first from Suspend, it actually is already paradigmed or whatever by the time we go to our first main phase, and then we bring back Soovril. I still don't want to play the Containment Construct because Omnath just kills it. But you know what? If it dies, I'm going to bring it back. I have Restoration Seminar firing off every turn. I should just go wide. When I built this deck, it is a modified version of my not my Lorehold deck, my Kentorius deck, the Kentorius Planeswalker. I did not think it was going to function consistently. The fact that it does is pretty rad. Sure, I'll be chump blocking with something else. Yeah. Expected nothing, was pleasantly surprised. If you kill Solitude, cool. I will bring it back. I actually can put the upkeep stop in case I like really want to, I don't know, hit my own Solitude to get rid of Lumra. Just because Lumra's a big scary bear. The lands are falling. They still have a fetch here, too. I think that they... Yeah, they have Yavimaya. I was like, they were tapping it for mana before. It's because they have Yavimaya. Mystic Sanctuary grabs the Time Warp, and they can do it again, since they will draw it this turn. I think that might give them, if not lethal, close to it, though. I wouldn't be blocking the first time, because it will be bigger the second time around. Oh, free spells! I hate it! Let's see what I draw. Oh, we're dead. It's Kazul's Fury to my face. Hey, bye. Forest Guardian in a hand that has cool stuff and no way to use it. So we're going to throw that back. And I think Hey Bye is the thing I'm matching into, just because the new matchmaking is weird. I have a turn 1 play. It's called I Surveil. That's a land, I'll take it. Savines can actually bring back lands, which is nice. But I'd like to just, you know, play a Johnny, because this is a threat they'll have to deal with. Yeah, we'll see what kind of Heibai it is. I've mostly been matching into Shrines Heibai and not Control Heibai, at least. We'll see which this one is. Well, it could just be Control Heibai. That is a Tameo. And the reason I'm not playing Soovril is because I don't have a good way to take things out of my graveyard and put them into exile here, other than flashbacking Savine's Reclamation. I do have 2 good ways to put things into my graveyard, though. Palantir and Party Thrasher. Alright, Tameo, come at me, bro. Make a clue! Yeah, I got to spend like 1 blessed month of not playing against many Heibais. I'd see like maybe 1 a day. I've seen 3 in the last hour. You sure are leaving up 1 blue mana. Yeah, I wonder if it's wash away in here. I'm gonna play the orb. It also might get countered. But it's my orb! I could also go for flipping a Johnny, but it's not like an exciting flip. Palantir, give me value! I'm totally fine with the Paragon going into the grave, because it will hit them for 4 damage. They are so deep in thought about their Tameo. They're pondering. This does count as card draw for Tameo, so they could flip her this turn. This is a card draw. They swing in, they sacrifice the clue. That is another card draw. And then, well, at least they'd be tapped out. Except there's free counter spells. Yeah, being tapped out used to mean something. Once upon a time. Once upon a time. It's been a while. Nope, they're ramping instead. They are going to seek a land. A land that is a plains, an island, a swamp, a mountain, or a forest. Oh, well, it's a mountain and a forest and a plains. Actually, it gets anything but a plain forest. Yeah. Setting up for Soovril, even though I don't have a way to exile. Now we're going to go for a value play here. I'm going to Party Thrasher. I'm going to swing in with a Johnny and his brother. I am going to murder a Johnny's brother. Rest in peace. This is all gold, main. I'm gonna eat a cat at their face. Please milk, 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 please milk. Oh, thank you. That's the most expensive card in my deck. The Mog. Yeah, that'll win you a game. Taking 13 damage off a mill. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. Soovril did very well. I think that this is a deck that is really showcasing so many of the good cards from Lorehold. And you can even add more of them. I added in Startled Relic Sloth. It just works. There's more cards that make spirits when you exile things out of your graveyard that are from the Lorehold archetype. And if you just want to make room for them, you can cut things that care about the graveyard but aren't quite as important, but I really think that this deck turned out well. It performed well, it got a lot of wins, and the wins were cool. I love when you have a commander that has multiple moving pieces and you're able to get it to work. I'd say one of the all-stars in this deck, beyond just the things that like exile or draw and discard, like Currency Converter, yeah, it's the MVP. But the secondary MVP is Tezzeret, because it lets me untap Soovril and do the thing twice in a turn. I don't know if I managed to do that in a video, but I did it while I was testing, and it made me very happy, because I got to, you know, time. I got to do things in time. So yeah, I will give this 2 Contorious thumbs up out of 2. I like this deck, and if you want to find the deck list, you can find it in the description of the video. I hope that you enjoyed seeing it in action, and I'm probably going to see somebody proxy this into paper, especially somebody who's playing with, what is it, like, dinosaurs on a spaceship. All of the cool suspend cards that are in these colors from Doctor Who. I feel like this is actually secretly a Doctor Who card. So yeah, shout out to whoever is pretending to be Gavin, maybe it's Dan, and channeling their inner timey-wimey to make this deck happen. I think it turned out well. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.